time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, no. There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, so you better do the damn thing right. You only got one life. You better do the damn thing right.
Welcome back to the ShoeBenderPod, guys. I'm so glad I have you guys back. I know it's been a while, but your boy was on vacation up in Mexico. We were back in the motherland. It was a great time. If you ever plan on making a trip down there, just go, man. It's so totally worth it. It's so worth the recharge. Even though I didn't really need a recharge from this, you know what I'm saying? I just needed a recharge from el trabajo, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. I'm back, and I know I missed, a couple big things, but, I'm mainly going to talk about what happened this weekend in the NFL, UFC, and what's going on in basketball, because basketball's back, baseball's in the playoffs. There's a lot of stuff going on in the sports world, guys, and we're gonna be here to try to catch up on everything. My bad, I'm all excited to be back and shit. But yeah, so here we're gonna start off with the NFL, guys. Man, we had some really good games this weekend, man. A lot of teams that that should have won didn't, and there's some teams that are winning that everybody's just kind of like, how are they winning? But that's why I try to say, everybody's a professional, man. Everybody's a professional. Everybody treats it like yet last night they were talking about the Bears upsetting the Patriots. First of all, the Patriots suck. So how is that an upset? Let's be real. Like, the Patriots aren't that good. Like, what? Their defense is that good, but their offense has been shitty the whole entire season. The whole entire season, that offense has sucked. No matter who's at quarterback. I mean, I just thought that was crazy. Obviously, we'll just start off with that game, but to me, it's just wild. Like, first of all, I don't get how, dude, Bill Belichick, honestly, yeah, I get he's a great coach, but he really does pull off some of the stupidest moves I've ever seen in my life, bro. How are you going to start your starter, and then just because he's playing bad for a couple series, you're going to pull him and put Zappy in, bro? That right there is not cool, man. Mind you, this is the same guy that pulled Malcolm Butler from the Super Bowl for no freaking reason. There was not a good enough reason to have Malcolm Butler out of that Super Bowl. Then you end up hearing about the rumblings of this guy freaking not helping any of his coaches. He doesn't want any of his coaches talking to each other, that he just wants them, focused on their side of the, the call sheet, which, is just petty as shit, because that was the same year that, everybody was saying that, Robert Kraft was favoring Brady over him and all this shit. I don't know, man, I just don't agree with what the play calling with that move last night. And it obviously didn't help. It helped right away because the Patriots scored two touchdowns right off the bat, so everybody's like, oh shit, they're back and they're gonna win this game. Nothing happened after that, man. Zappy threw two touchdowns, and after that he was trash, bro. Let's be real. He wasn't actually, I don't want to say he's trash, but he just wasn't good. The defense was letting Justin Fields, my boy, Ohio State Buckeye, they were letting him run all over the field. And if you've noticed, because Bill Belichick and Nick Saban, they're really the same coach. Honestly, they're the exact same coach. The way to beat these two guys, and it's been proven over and over again, if you have a running quarterback, they're screwed. Their defense is screwed. It's just what it is. Cam Newton beat them, you know what I'm saying? They obviously struggle with Justin Fields. They struggle with Russell Wilson, when Russell Wilson was running around and, was deciding to use his legs instead of just standing in the pocket. We'll get to that. But honestly, the recipe to beat a Bill Belichick defense is by having a really good running quarterback and not just running this shit all the time. You're obviously not going to beat him like that. You really, really need to, mix it up. And then when you get the chance to go, when they give you the lane to run, take that shit. And it's, like I said, it's been proven over and over again that if you have a running quarterback, it's going to be real hard for Bill Belichick to stop you. And that's what we seen last night. I mean, the Bears smashed him 33-14 at home in Foxborough. You know what I'm saying? Is it really Is it really the quarterback situation? I don't think so. I think with the Patriots, it's really more of a coaching situation. But then again, you got to take these kind of games with a grain of salt. Look, both of these teams are 3-4, and everybody's making it seem like the world's ending. The Bears are going to the Super Bowl type thing, bro. They're 3. Each team is 3-4. Let's chill out. There's a lot of 3-4 teams that everybody's overreacting about right now, and everybody needs to chill out. Like, legit chill out, bro. Like, quit trying to make things out of nothing. Like, that's why I started, like I said, that's why I started this podcast shit, because I'm tired of this mainstream shit. I'm really tired of them blowing shit up that shouldn't be blown up. Like, they're both 3-4, bro. Like, the big deal. They each win next week. They're at 500 again. It's no big deal, man. So, like, everybody needs to chill out. Everybody needs to just kick back, maybe take a dab or two, you know what I'm saying? Maybe take some coronitas to the back, you know what I'm saying? Chill out, man. Chill out, honestly. So we'll move on to the next game, which was the Cardinals and the Saints. That was Thursday night. I was actually in the Phoenix airport when this game was going on, so it was actually really dope. It was also kind of different too, you know, because I'm used to watching the Seahawks play and shit. But it was cool, man. You know, the Cardinals were able to win 42-34. Dalton started off real bad with like 2 back-to-back interceptions. And he was still able to bring the Saints team back and make it a game, man. The Cardinals had their issues on the sideline, you know, I guess with Kingsbury and Murray, which it doesn't seem like obviously Kingsbury's going to be gone next year. Me personally, that's what I think, because they're obviously not going to get Murray. They just paid his ass. Like, they ain't going to get rid of the star quarterback, bro. Come on now. And the Cardinals moved to 3-4, and the Cardinals dropped to 2-5. And mind you, you know, the Saints is another team, like, they ain't healthy, man. You know, they're missing both their best wide receivers, but it's all right because Olave is there. But Olave, I think he got hurt again that game, coming from a concussion. I honestly feel like he got another concussion that game, but it is what it is. I'm not the ref that looks at that in the NFL. But the Cardinals look good with D-Hop. D-Hop comes back and literally has like 15 receptions for 100 and something yards. Regular D-Hop shit, you know. But yeah, I mean, like, the Cardinals, like I said, that like they're not in bad shape. Everybody's all the media's, you know, trying to say like, oh, they're in trouble, blah blah blah. They're 3-4, bro. They win next week, they're back at 500. Let's chill. So Cardinals walk away with that one. Next game we're gonna talk about is the Browns and the Ravens. The Ravens were able to squeeze by the Browns, and the Ravens are now 4-3. The Browns dropped to 2-5. I mean, obviously, you know, this is a typical AFC North game, you know, super close, super defensive, super physical. Pause. I mean, the Ravens is looking good. The Ravens are looking good, and we'll see which way these two teams go. But the Browns obviously look like they're probably not gonna cut. It's really hard to come back from that 2-5, man. 2-5, being 2-5 right now in this time of the season. Teams are only gonna get better, man. They're only going to get better. They ain't going to get any worse, you know, unless they have injuries. But, you know, this was another game that, you know, is super close. You know, that could have been a playoff game, but who knows? You know, the Browns could go on a run and get back to 5-5. You just never know with sports, man. You really don't. Speaking of that, I mean, we had the Bucks lose to the Panthers, bro. 3-21. The Buccaneers dropped to 3-4. The Panthers are now 2-5. You know, everybody was making it a big deal, saying, oh, you know, PJ Walker beat Tom Brady. PJ Walker's a professional too, bro. He loves football too. He came from, you know, the XFL. You know, he's always been fine for that starter spot. I mean, so you give him a chance, especially to make a statement against the greatest of all time. Usually stuff like this happens, you know. The Bucks offense honestly doesn't look good, but they don't have their starters, man. They haven't had their starters. Yeah, you know, they had Evans and Godwin, but it's like, yeah, that's the first time in what? And how long that they've actually had both of them on the field? They're not running the ball, which probably hurts them more because, you know, you have a really good running back in Leonard Fournette. The defense is doing their thing. You know, they allowed 21 points, but, you know, it was hard 21 points, you know. But, you know, the Bucks, then again, they're 3-4. They win next week. They're back to 400. Nothing to worry about. You know, obviously all the sideline, all this off the field stuff that's going on with Brady, everybody's really keen on. Everybody's really poking, making fun of him, saying like, "Oh, you should have stayed retired. Oh, you should have this." Well, he did it, man. And he chose football, and right now he's trying to do his best he can with all the shit that's going on in his personal life. I'm pretty sure he's not the only one, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's fighting a battle. Everybody's fighting a battle, man. Some of them are just a lot more public than others. That's just the way the game goes. So that was a AFC NFC South game. So that was a divisional game, but the Bucks still lead the division, so they're still in good hands. Next, we'll move on to the Falcons and the Bengals. What's the damn day? The Bengals, the team that everybody thought that was dead, and everybody thought that they weren't gonna get back. Well, look at them now. They're 4-3 now. They just beat the Falcons, so that drops the Falcons to 3-4, and the Bengals just smashed them 35-17. Burrow had an amazing game, bro. Amazing game. 4 total touchdowns, threw 2 to his boy Jamar Chase. Defense stepped up. Obviously they did something systematically with Burrow, because Burrow's getting these balls out now, and it reminds me of LSU Burrow, where he was more just West Coast, like, hey, bam, bam, get this ball out of my hands, bam, bam, bam. He throws darts. Look at him. He dominated this game. He was so comfortable, and that Falcons team, it ain't no slouch, man. 3-4. They're really good. But the Bengals were able to get a win on that game, and it pushes them to 4-3. The next game, we're going to talk about the Lions and the Cowboys, which the Lions gave the Cowboys, they gave them a game, man. They were fighting. They were fighting, but they obviously didn't fight hard enough because they lost. The Lions dropped to 1-5. Damn. And this sucks, man, because the Lions have been in every game that they played in. Don't be a smartass. I know that obviously they're in it because they're in it, right? But just in general, if you've been watching the Lions games, these guys, they play hard, man. They were fucking hitting these Cowboys, bro. They were smacking them. They hit who was it? I think it was Noah. Or no, it was Brown. Brown, the receiver, 85 from the Cowboys. They hit him so hard that fool did a somersault and fumbled. They were flying everywhere, man. They really were trying to win this game, bro. They really were. And let me see here. In the first quarter, the Detroit Lions, they got the first points, field goal. Second quarter, the Cowboys end up tying the game. Amon-Ra St. Brown's gets a concussion and is out of the game for that in the second quarter as well. Speedy recovery to you. Shout out, USC, keep fighting on, bro. Zeke almost freaking gets his ACL torn in that game too, bro. Someone went for a tackle, bro, and his shit went like that. You know what I'm saying? Your knee isn't supposed to go like that. It's not supposed to go inwards, dog. And his shit went inwards. And I honestly thought that he was dumb, bro. He stayed on the ground for a little bit. So that didn't make it look any better. But then he bounced back up and just chilled out on the sideline for a little bit. But on that same drive that happened, that's what I'm saying. That's when Joseph caused that fumble, and the Lions recovered, but they were only get a field goal out of it. So yeah, they went into the half going up 6-3, which was crazy. Everybody was freaking out. Put Cooper Rush in. Dak's not ready. Everybody's already tripping out. And then Zeke, he comes back after halftime, and he ends up getting his first touchdown of the game. So that made it 10-6. The third quarter ended, it ended the same way. You know what I'm saying? They were still 10-6. Cowboys score again, and it was Zeke again, 17-6, and then the Cowboys scored again to pretty much give him that 24 point, or that, what was it? Yeah, the 24 points. But I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I want to know how my Cowboy fans feel, man. Do you really want to keep Dak as a starter, or do you want Cooper Rush? Because I'm letting you know right now, I like the way Cooper Rush was balling. I really like the way. I don't feel like they shouldn't have fixed. I feel like they should have just kept Dak. Hey, you know what? Just get fully healthy, dog. And once you get fully healthy, then we'll bring you back. But you lose one game, dog. One game with Cooper Rush where he throws, I think, 3 interceptions or 2. And right away you throw Dak back in. Bro, that is not a smart move. Him and Dak are eye level, bro. Dak is not that much better than Cooper Rush. I've watched both. I've been watching Dak. Dak is not that good. He's a backup quarterback in the starting position, bro. Let's be real. I don't care what stats say, bro. Because I know people are going to try to throw stats. I don't give it about. I'm going off the eye test. I'm going off what I'm seeing. And what I seen, at least this season, Cooper Rush is the better quarterback. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what do you got to lose? It's not like Dak has proven anything. He's never got you to a Super Bowl. He's never even got you to the NFC Championship game, bro. Well, actually, I think he did it once, right, with the Dez Bryant drop. Either way, I mean, he's not a guy that you see him and you fear Dak. You know what I'm saying? You don't fear that guy. He don't strike fear in you. Cooper Rush was starting to strike fear in some people, dog. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I want to see what my Cowboy fans think about that. We'll move on to the Giants and the Jaguars. The Giants are 6-1, dog. They're 6-1. They beat the Jaguars 23-17. Jaguars dropped to 2-5, but they look good, man. The Jaguars look promising. You know, ETN's getting going. Obviously, a lot of people didn't know about ETN because he tore his ACL his rookie year. But I mean, this kid before he tore that, when he was at Clemson, he was tearing it up every single year. ETN is gonna be a problem, man. He's gonna be a problem, and he's with his boy Taylor Lawrence. So I mean, like, it's just like, you're good, bro. Like, nothing to worry about, man. It's Trevor Lawrence. I said Taylor Lawrence. Don't mind this, bro. He ain't LT'd out. That's Lawrence Taylor. But so the Giants get that win. They improve to 6-1. We move on to the Colts and the Titans. Oh yeah, by the way, in that Jaguars team, they actually just traded James Robinson, who was their starting running back last year and who was really good. Not last year, but the year before that. He was really good, man. And they just kind of went away from him because, you know, ETN showed up. But, I mean, he just got traded to the Jets, man, who just obviously lost, you know, Breece Hall, I think that's how you say it, who was having a crazy rookie year. So it sucks to see him be out for the rest of the year, man, because he was doing really great things for that Jets team, man. But we'll move on to the next game, and the Titans and the Colts. The Titans beat them which moved them to 4-2. They beat them 19-10. The Colts dropped to 3-1, which is so crazy because the way people are talking about them, you'd think that like they hadn't won no games, but they're at 500, man. And they, after this defeat, they actually made there was some news that dropped. I believe it was yesterday. They're actually gonna bench Matt Ryan for the rest of the season, man. To me, that's wild. Like, it's like, bro, like, that's 2 quarterbacks that y'all paid $40 million that y'all pretty much just said, nah, I'm good. Bro, it's one season. Excuse me. People overreact way too fast, bro. You can't expect instant results. Like, if you have good enough quarterbacks like Matt Ryan and Carson Wentz and you're not winning, I don't think that's a quarterback, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen what Carson Wentz could do. We could see what Matt Ryan could do. We haven't seen what that coach could do. All we've seen him do is that he knows how to lose games. I think it's Frank Wright, right? I think that's his name. Like, come on, man. Like, y'all giving up on these quarterbacks way too fast, bro. Way too fast. And it's going to bite you on the ass like another quarterback that I'm going to talk about later on. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and then we'll move on to the next game, which brings us to the Packers and the Commanders. The Commanders are actually able to win this game, bro, 23-21, which puts both teams at 3-4. A lot of people were expecting the Packers to go in there and just dominate the Commanders and win. That didn't happen. The Commanders have a great defensive line, bro. I think they have 3 of their 4 defensive linemen are all first-round picks, and like in the top 10, I believe. Like, they're stout up front, bro, and they have great linebackers, and you have a defensive coach in Juan Rivera. You know what I'm saying? Ron Rivera. And the Packers, I mean, they look how you expect them to look on offense. Obviously, their defense is good, but their offense looks how you expect them to look. I said it earlier. You can't pay your quarterback $200 million and expect them to keep weapons around you, bro. Like, it don't work like that. Like, I don't get how these quarterbacks think that they could get paid this outrageous amount of money, and it's like, oh yeah, and by the way, I want you to still surround me with weapons. Bro, you're taking up all the salary cap. You know what I'm saying? How about you restructure your whole shit? Instead of taking $200 million, you take $20 million for the next 2 years. What do you need all that money for, bro? You've made hella money throughout your whole career and you still want more? You obviously ain't about winning. Let's be real. So then we'll move on to the next game, which is what I was talking about. which is the same problem that the Packers have, which is the Jets and the Broncos. The Jets moved to 5-2, bro. 5-2, the Jets. Yeah, I'm talking about the New York Jets. They moved to 5-2. They beat the Broncos 16-9. The Broncos dropped to 2-5. I'm so happy that. I'm so happy, man. I hope they don't ever win again. I hope they have the worst record in the whole NFL, man. And I only say this, guys. I only say this because the Seahawks got the Broncos pick. So wherever they land in the draft, that's our pick. So if they end up having the worst record in the NFL, guess what's gonna happen, boys? We get the number 1 overall pick and another pick in the first round, and another high pick in the second round, and our second round pick. Damn, we look good, boys. So I'm just hoping that the Broncos keep on doing what they're doing. Keep on doing what you're doing, man. Don't let go of the coach, bro. Just keep on doing what you're doing. You guys are doing just fine. Russell Wilson did not play in this game because of a hamstring, aka he just probably isn't mentally ready for this shit, because this is his first time ever in his career that he's actually hated. He's the heel, and you could tell he don't like it, man. I mean, you got the fan base booing him, bro, booing him at home, and then you got receivers, you got running backs being all pissed off, and the cameras catching all of it, bro. I mean, it's like the cameras are just locked in on these guys, watching their reaction, and it just don't look nowhere near good for the Broncos, bro. But I'm not surprised, you know what I'm saying? I talked about this at the very beginning of the season. I said that he wasn't going into a better situation with the Broncos. Yeah, defensively, I said, yeah, probably, but not offensively. Dude, everybody wants to hype up Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, bro. They're not that good, and they're definitely better than Tyler Lockett and DK, bro. Let's be honest with that shit right there. They are not better than DK and Lockett. And that's not me being biased, bro. That's just me being real. Like, those two receivers are not better than DK and Lockett. And they've had their injuries too, man. But still, everybody wants to put all the blame on Russell because it's easier. But I mean, bro, you guys gotta remember, man. This is a first-year head coach in Hackett, who obviously doesn't look like he should ever be a head coach. You know what I'm saying? He should never be a head coach. Offensive coordinator, keep you there, dog. But at least for right now, this guy's not meant to be a head coach, bro. He's not. He's just not. And then you got Russell Wilson, who's going into a brand new scheme, and you got pretty much a GM telling the coach, like, hey, you better make this work with this guy. Make sure you let him cook. And shit ain't going right, man. They're burning the kitchen left and right. There's fire extinguishers blowing all over the place every day, every game. So we'll see what goes on there, but I highly doubt the Broncos are going to get out of that hole. And like I said, I hope they don't get out of the hole, because I'm trying to get a higher pick down. So we'll move on to the Texans and the Raiders. The Raiders beat the Texans 38-20. The Raiders moved to 2-4. The Texans are now 1-4-1. The Raiders are starting to look really good, man. Looks like they're starting to come together. The offense is looking better. They got the run game going. Defense playing good. But they're still 2-4 in a very, very tough AFC West, bro. Very, very tough. So, I mean, we'll see what happens there, man. Hopefully they can keep the momentum going. I mean, you got the team for it. I mean, you had Devontae Adams. You got Waller, who's still kind of hurt. And then you got Renfro. You got a good running back in Jacobs. And then you got Crosby and Jones on the defensive side, man, with Abram in the back just ready to freaking take someone's head off. We'll see if the Raiders can, go on the run and maybe get a 500. But I don't know, man. They don't seem too consistent. But then we'll move on to the next game, which is, the one I'm very excited to talk about. And that's, the Seahawks. They end up going to LA and beating the Chargers 37-23, bro. We look so good, man, in every aspect of the game. Defense, offense, especially offense, special teams. I mean, we just look good, man. There's a really great energy up in Seattle right now, man. Really, really good. Geno Smith is balling out, has the highest completion rating in the NFL, or at least one of them top 3. I believe it's Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes that are just right there with him. Geno, Geno Smith, man, the guy from West Virginia, who was a second pick, like a second rounder to the Jets, played for the Chargers as well, and now he's a Seahawk. I mean, he just looks great. He's not doing too much. He's taking what the defense gives him. That's all Geno's doing. He's not doing anything crazy. He's just throwing it where the defense ain't. Anywhere Geno throws it to, the guy is wide ass open. Straight up, bro. Straight up. And what does Geno do that Russell Wilson stopped using? He uses his legs, bro. He's a 32-year-old, but he ain't scared to use his legs. Like, oh shit, I gotta get a first down. Gets it. So that's the shit that Russell Wilson went away from. It's like, Russell, bro, it's like that's what makes you great, bro. When you get out the pocket and shit goes haywire and you're just, all right, cool, bam, and you find your guy. But man, I'm just super hyped for Geno. Everybody thought the Seahawks were gonna be trash. I remember that shit. And I remember I was saying that I thought that we were gonna be average. I thought that we were gonna be there because I mean, look what we drafted. We got 2 rookie tackles that are holding it down. I think the biggest addition for us in the offensive line too was that center, man, that we got from the Chiefs, bro. I really like that guy. I think his name's Austin. I don't know how to say his last name, so I don't want to chop it up. Starts with a B though. I feel like that guy has been a huge part of that offensive line. Because he's getting his first chance to be a starter. This is your line. This is you control this shit. You call out the mic. You call the ID. You know what I'm saying? Call the blitz. And honestly, I don't feel like I get some Max Unger vibes from this guy. Like, just super smart, knows what to call, all that stuff, man. Then you got the 2 rookie tackles that are, like I said, that are holding their own. We got the best rookie running back right now in the backfield, and that's Kenneth Walker. The third, I've been telling people, man. I was telling people about this guy. When we drafted him, I freaked out. I wasn't one of those Seattle fans, like, because I seen that shit. When we drafted Kenneth Walker, there was a lot of Seahawks fans out there, man, that were like, really? Another running back? Why do we need another running back? This is why we need another running back. Because if you're a true Seahawks fan, you know that Rashad Penny isn't reliable, bro. He's great. I'm not going to tell you anything about away from him, but he is not reliable, man. And everybody knew that he was going to go down sometime this season. He ended up going down. What sucks is that he's out for the rest of the season. But, I mean, now you just gave this kid a chance. And Kenneth Walker, K9, the dopest nickname ever, K9, he's taking over the game. He's showing why he was the best running back in college last year. Showing why he probably should have been in the Heisman talk last year. He's amazing, bro. I've been saying I think he's gonna be a legendary running back for us for a long time. And he could do it all. He's mean. I mean, he straight punched Khalil Mack in the face, dog. Like Khalil Mack, they were in the pile, and Khalil Mack, tried ripping the ball out not once but twice. And on the second time, that's when K-Walk was like, "What's up?" Bam! Just hit him right in the face. To Khalil Mack, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he's really a canine. Like he's really about that life, bro. Like he a mean dude. You could tell. And I'm just super hyped, man. I'm super hyped for that. And then you got our 2 rookie corners balling out, bro. You got Woolen, who's leading actually actually not all quarterbacks, but he has 4 interceptions, man. Last week was the only game that he didn't get an interception in so far. Like he's balling, bro. And then you got Kobe Bryant, he's forced the most fumbles in the league right now. The Seahawks are in great hands, man. Our pass rush is getting Shelby Harris, the guy we picked up from Broncos. He's tearing up games. Like, we just look good, man. And we're not even we don't even have Jamal Adams in the backfield, bro. We look good. The Seahawks look really good. They just need to keep on doing what they're doing. And they're going to be in really good shape to be in the playoffs, man. And who knows? Maybe go on a run, bro. It's not like we got a rookie quarterback. We got a quarterback that's been there before, not to the Super Bowl, obviously, but this ain't his first time starting. And, and he looks like he's having fun, bro. Geno looks like he's having a great time in Seattle. A great time. He's over here mother effing people because, You're over here trying to take a touchdown away from us on a stupid ass flag. You know, the energy's high in Seattle right now. But yeah, so and you know the Chargers, you know, they're actually on the other end, where it's just kind of like, man, what's going on here? We have the team to do it, but what's going on? But then again, you know, they're missing Joey Bosa. They just lost J.C. Jackson for the rest of the year, which is just terrible, man. Because damn, like the guy was shut down. Speaking of that too, we lost DK too, and we don't know when DK is gonna come back. But you know, we had Goodwin step up big time. This guy's over here doing backflips, jumping hurdles and shit. You know, so it's all good. You know, the spirits are super high in Seattle, man. And then we'll move on to the Chiefs and the 49ers. The Chiefs just dominated the 49ers, bro. The Chiefs moved to 5-2. The Niners dropped to 3-4, which actually gave the Seattle Seahawks the lead in the NFC West, which nobody was expecting. It's all good though. But yeah, the Chiefs, man. If there's one team I was wrong about, it's definitely the Chiefs, man. I didn't think Pat Mahomes was gonna be able to ball out like this without Tyreek Hill, because I felt like everybody's just gonna keen in on Travis Kelce. Yeah, that hasn't happened, bro. He's balling still. Like I'll definitely say that I was wrong on that shit, because I was, man. I didn't think he was gonna be this good, and he's definitely proven a lot of people wrong, not just me. That you know this shit's for real. This Chiefs team doesn't revolve around, you know, one guy, especially that kind of like that big of a guy, you know, that can make plays for you like that. So you know, just crazy. The 49ers just picked up Christian McCaffrey, but they didn't play him too much. Maybe because he's probably still learning the scheme. Mainly decoy. But they didn't look good, man. They didn't look good. I mean, their defense allowed the most that they've allowed. Their offense was just getting. Frank Clark just straight smacked Garoppolo for a safety in the end zone at one point. You know, the 49ers, you know, there's no time to hit the panic button because, you know, they're just 3-4. But, I mean, they did not look good against a playoff team, bro. They did not look good against a playoff team. But we'll see how that goes. And then, you know, the Steelers and the Dolphins play. The Dolphins are able to win which moves them to 4-3. The Steelers are now 2-5. They beat them 16-10. This was Tua's first game back. He looked all right. But just what just blew my mind during that game was there not only once but twice there was times where Tua ran out of the pocket, and instead of sliding, this dude dives head first, bro. Like, you just can't make this kind of shit up, bro. It's like, bro, I get it. I get you want to show you're a tough guy. I get that you want to show all this, bro. But that is not smart, bro. You just came back from 2 concussions. I don't care what anybody. You had 2 concussions, bro. And you're over here freaking, instead of sliding, diving forward. Like, come on, dog. Like, that's just not smart. It's not. You got your parents over there watching you too, probably fucking like tensing up as soon as you do it. Like, bro, come on, man. It's not smart, bro. That is not smart. Like, I know you ain't, you know, a fugazi, bro. I know you're a smart kid. You know, just slide, bro. Slide. Because right now is not the time for you to get hit anywhere near your head, dog. But the Dolphins moved to 4-3. That's another team that I say that I was wrong about. I didn't think they were going to be that good. And, man, that offense is really good, man. That offense is so good. That offense is so good, man. It's so good, that offense. They're pretty scary, man. But, you know, obviously their defense did their thing because they only allowed 10 points. But then again, you know, they were going against a rookie quarterback and Kenny Pickett, who threw 3 interceptions. I think like 4 interceptions. I know for sure he threw 2 in the fourth quarter. And it's so crazy because Kenny was driving him downfield each time. He was driving him down the field each time, and each time he threw a fucking interception when they were in the end zone part. Can't do that, man. You cannot make those kind of mistakes in this level, bro. But you're a rookie, man. He's learning. It's all growing pains. It's all growing pains when it comes to having a rookie quarterback, you know, because stuff like that happens, man. Stuff like that happens. It's rare that, you know, that a rookie quarterback doesn't make a mistake. You know, it's just bound to happen. But yeah, that pretty much recaps the NFL week 7. Let me see here. I think the Thursday night game is the Ravens and the Bengals, I believe. I'm not sure. But if it is them, man, that's a playoff game. That's an early playoff game for everybody right there, especially going into week 8, because Bill Belichick always says that, the season will start, until week 8. So that's what went down in the NFL world. Let me see here. We'll go into into the college world. We'll see what happened there, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so that's that one. Let's go back to week 8. So we had Ohio State dominate Iowa, the number 2 team in the nation, 54-10. They didn't allow no points in the second half. C.J. Stroud, 286 yards, 4 TDs. Henderson, the running back, 11 carries, 38 yards. Fleming, the receiver, 2 receptions, 105 yards. What? On 2 receptions? Damn. He had a TD too. Ohio State just looks untouchable right now, especially offensively. We moved to Tennessee, and they played Martin, UT Martin. I'm guessing University of Texas Martin. Tennessee was now number 3 in the nation. They haven't lost, bro. I don't get why they're not getting talked about as much as they should. Because they should be, man. Tennessee should definitely be getting talked about a lot. I mean, they're number 3 in the nation. They dominate them 65-24. You had Martin's quarterback, who had 301 yards with 2 TDs. Sampson, the running back for Tennessee, 13 carries, 62 yards, 1 TD. Hyatt, who has been balling this kid. If he's gonna come out next year to the NFL draft, look for him on your fantasy team, bro. 7 receptions, 174 yards, 2 TDs. By far right now, one of the best receivers in the nation. Definitely top 5, probably top 3. We move on to Clemson, who ends up being number 5 Clemson, who beats number 14 Syracuse, 27-21. They barely beat them, and they overcame 4 turnovers to do it. You had Syracuse quarterback with 167 yards, 1 TD. Shipley, the running back for Clemson, who's really good as well. Keep an eye out for Shipley, man. He's real, like white running backs. He is a white running back, and he's really good, bro. Really good. 172 yards, 2 TDs. Gadsden, the receiver from Syracuse, had 86 yards or 6 receptions. I mean, everybody was clowning Clemson because they rushed the field when they beat Syracuse. Like, come on, guys. Come on, Clemson. Y'all better than that, man. Y'all way better than that. Y'all shouldn't be rushing the field for that kind of shit. But it is what it is. That just kind of shows how desperate they are for these wins. Clemson still hasn't lost as well, man. They're 8-0, but I mean, their Achilles heel is where you don't want it to be, and that's on your quarterback. So that's why I feel like they're just kind of teeter-totting there. Alabama, number 6 Alabama goes into number 24 Mississippi State and just dominates them 30-6. Bryce Young, probably is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL draft that's coming up. 249 yards, 2 TDs. The Marks, the running back for Mississippi, 53 yards, 1 touchdown. Brooks, the wide receiver from Alabama, 74 yards on 3 receptions. Then we have LSU, who ends up going into Ole Miss, number 7 Ole Miss, and giving them their first loss of the season. Just destroyed them 45-20. Ole Miss didn't score no points in the second half. Shutout. Dart, the quarterback from Mississippi, who was actually at USC last year, if I know. 283 yards, 1 interception. Daniels, the quarterback for LSU, had 121 yards and 3 TDs rushing. That's not passing. That's rushing. 23 carries from that quarterback. No mamas. That fool ain't no quarterback. And then you had Heath, the receiver from Mississippi. He had 8 receptions for 145 yards. You had Kansas State, number 17 Kansas State, lose to number 8 TCU, 38-28. The TCU looks good, man. They're not getting the respect they deserve either just because they're TCU in the conference they play in. But yeah, Duggan, the quarterback from TCU, 280 yards, 3 TDs. The running back for TCU, Miller, 153 yards, 2 TDs on almost 30 carries. Jesus. Then you had Johnston, the wide receiver for TCU, 74 yards and 1 TD. And then we went to the big game, the one the college game day was at, which was number 10 Oregon against number 9 UCLA. UCLA loses their first game of the season, 45-30 to Oregon. Bo Nix throws 5 touchdowns, the most he's thrown in his college career, I believe, 283 yards. Charbonnet, the running back for UCLA, 151 yards, 1 TD. Franklin, the receiver for Oregon, 132 yards with 2 TDs. Oregon's starting to catch their stride, man. They definitely cooled down UCLA, who has been balling with DTR at quarterback. He needs to be in the damn Heisman vote, man. He needs to be in there because DTR is tearing it up, and nobody's talking about him. I hate to say that shit because he's a UCLA guy, and I freaking hate UCLA, but that quarterback is good, bro, and I'm not going to deny that shit. And so is this running back. Then we'll move on to number 20. Texas loses to number 11 Oklahoma State, barely, 41-34. Sanders, the quarterback for Oklahoma State, 391 yards, 2 TDs on almost 60 attempts. He had 57. You had Robinson, the running back for Texas, 140 yards with 1 TD. Green, the receiver for Oklahoma State, 133 yards with 1 TD. I mean, Texas was in it, man. I was watching the end of that game, but they ended up losing, man, because he throws too many interceptions, man. Like, he's a true definition of a gunslinger. And yeah, those interceptions ended up costing him that game. So now we move on to number 13th Wake Forest. They dominate Boston College, 43-15. Hartman, the Wake Forest quarterback, 313 for 5 TDs. Sheesh. You had Ellison, the running back for Wake Forest as well, 36 yards. Flowers, the receiver for Boston College, had 135 yards on 1 TD. Then we moved to Minnesota, went into number 16 Penn State. Penn State throws them around, just demolishes them 45-17. Clifford, the Penn State quarterback, almost 300 yards with 4 TDs. Abraham, the Minnesota running back, 102 yards on 1 TD on 30 carries. Johnson, the Penn State tight end, 75 yards, 1 TD. That was dope. That was dope to see that. And then we'll move on to number 21, Cincinnati. They end up barely beating SMU, 29-27. Bryant, the quarterback for Cincinnati, 200 yards. Mick Calleland, I think that's how you say the running back for Cincinnati, 129 yards, 1 TD. Thompson, receiver for Cincinnati, 69 yards. You know what it is. And then we finished the week 8 off with Memphis against number 25 Tulane. Tulane beats them by 10, 38-28. Hennigan, the Memphis quarterback, 312 yards, 3 TDs. Spears, the Tulane running back, 125 yards, 1 TD. Receiver from Memphis, 95 yards, 2 TDs. Lewis. And that does it for college football. And then we'll switch to talking about the UFC, which was pretty cool this weekend, even though all the fighters that I wanted to win lost. You know what I'm saying? Literally every fighter that I wanted to win lost, bro. That shit sucked. You had Peter Yang going against Sean O'Malley, Sugar Shane, which everybody's calling super controversial. Like, me personally, I honestly feel Peter won that fight. Peter won that fight, bro. And for some odd reason, they gave it to Sugar Shane, bro. They gave it to Sugar Shane. So now Sugar's probably going to shoot up for a title fight because you literally beat the number one option. And then you had, who was it? Aljamain against TJ Dillashaw, who, that was kind of like a whatever fight because, Dillashaw hurt his shoulder, bro. I mean, even said you could see he dislocated his shit. He literally was fighting on one arm, and that's just the way it ended. Aljamain was able to just win because of that. He ended up getting on top of him and just bam, 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 hammer fist, and they called the fight. Man, on the main event though, man, it sucked to see Oliveira lose to that one dude because Islam. just for the simple fact that, first of all, I don't believe that they shouldn't have been fighting in Abu Dhabi. Islam has never been champion, obviously, until now. He's never done anything compared to what Charles Oliveira has done. And you make him fight in Abu Dhabi in his backyard? Bro, this is the former champ. You want the title, you come beat me in Brazil, bro. That's what I would have said if I was Oliveira, because I think it's complete bullshit that they let Islam get away with that shit. Of course this dude's gonna win. He has the whole fucking crowd chanting for him. The whole crowd. It's his backyard, bro. What do you expect him to do? He's gonna get all that energy. I just think that was complete bullshit, man. That how Dana was okay with that and being like, yeah, bro, we'll let you fight in Abu Dhabi. We'll make him fight in Abu Dhabi. Nah, bro. I'm the champion. I'm the former champion. You have to fight me. If you want this belt, you have to fight me in my backyard, which still hasn't happened. I don't get how they haven't had any title defense in Brazil. I just think that's pretty crazy. Wild to me, man. But I'll definitely like to see a rematch of those two guys. I just don't feel like that was a fair shake for Oliveira, bro. I really don't. Excuse me. Which then we move into the NBA. Right now we got quite a bit of games on right now. I'm looking right now. The Wizards are in the fourth quarter with the Pistons. They're winning 93-81 right now. You got the Clippers and the Thunder going at it, about to go into halftime, 49-43. I have the Wizards winning that game. I have the Clippers coming back on the Thunder though. And then right now you also got the Mavericks and the Pelicans going at it, 74-73 in the third quarter. 6 minutes to go. On this one, I'm gonna have to go with the Pelicans, man. I just don't think the Mavericks have anybody to stop Zion. And then to end the night, you have the Warriors and the Suns going at it, who are both 2-1 in the same division. So this is the divisional game for these guys. They start here at 7 p.m. on TNT. Obviously, the big news right now. The big news right now in the NBA is what's going on with the Lakers and Westbrook. You know, they started off 0-3, and it's like, dude, chill out. It's 0-3. The Heat were like 0-9 when Wade and Bosh first got there, bro. Like, let's chill out. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is with the whole Russell Westbrook thing is that he literally just does not fit, bro. He does not fit with this team, man. He doesn't. He doesn't, man. He's over here missing wide open layups. Driving down the ball with running all the way down court when there's hella time left still and pulling up for a midi, giving the team the other chance to make a shot, which they did. It just doesn't look good. It's just I like Westbrook, man. I really do, but he just doesn't fit good with what the Lakers got going on right now, man. And but I'm still not rattled. I'm still not shaking. I'm still not like freaking out because it's 0-3, bro. We win one game. Our next game, you know, we're 1-3 now. You know, and then you just build on that shit, you know. But yeah, man, it just doesn't. It doesn't look like a good fit. But the thing that sucks is that like a lot of we're not getting blown out. The Lakers haven't got blown out. Every game they've been in they've been in the game. They've been able to win it. They just can't freaking close. That's it. They just can't close. They should have beat the Blazers this last game, and they didn't because they couldn't close. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, it's not that bad. We're defending really good, but we just can't shoot the three ball. Like, we suck at threes. We're literally like at 20%. That's horrible. Especially in today's NBA game. It's like, if you can't shoot the threes, man, then you better be able to get to that rack every damn time. You know what I'm saying? But they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out with Westbrook there or not with Westbrook there. They're gonna figure it out. They're gonna figure it out. I know they will. It'll be all right. Other big news, you have Brown, the Celtics player. He ended up leaving Ye's agency because you know what's going on with the homie. Kawhi actually, I'm just seeing right now, isn't playing in this Clippers game, which I think is crazy. Oh shit, Zion was actually out. He's actually out of that Mavericks game, but they're winning right now, 82-76. Hamstring, Westbrook's probably doubtful for the Nuggets. He's probably not gonna play. But yeah, I mean, I mean, we gotta chill out because there's a lot of teams that are 0-3 right now that nobody's talking about because that they don't have LeBron on their team. They're not the Lakers. But it's a long ass season, bro. It's literally 79 games left. Like, let's chill out on all that noise. And like I said, like LBJ, they just gotta figure this shit out, bro. Whether it's with Westbrook or not, they're gonna figure some shit out, man. Straight up. But yeah, guys, that's basically it, man. I know this is a long ass episode. I know it is. But I had to catch up on everything with you guys. And really appreciate all you guys for tuning in. I really do. I really enjoy doing this. I love doing this. But yeah, that's the recap of what's been going on in all sports. Definitely be making more videos because obviously there's the basketball season now, hockey season coming up, baseball's in the playoffs. I think we got the Phillies and the Phillies and the Astros in the World Series, which everybody, I mean, how the fuck are the Astros back in the World Series, bro? I really do not take anything that team does serious. I don't believe any of the ones they're doing. None of that shit, even if it's real, because nah, bro, y'all some cheaters, dog. And I'm always gonna see you in that light. Y'all some cheaters. And if you don't think that if you don't think that people think that y'all cheating right now, congratulations, you played yourself. Cause yeah, I'm just never gonna take what the Houston Astros do as an organization ever serious, ever. But yeah, that's what's been going on in the sports world, guys. And I hope all y'all guys are doing great. I love every single one of you guys, and keep pushing, man. Keep pushing. I know life gets hard, but we gotta keep pushing because there's a lot of people out there that we're inspiring, guys. And with that being said, like I said, I love every single one of you guys. And I'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah. There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste, no. There's no time to waste, no time to waste, no time to waste. So you better do the damn thing right. You only got one life. You better do the damn